This property is 166 acres, and it is located between I-25 and Highway 85, north of Meadows Parkway and south of Castle Pines Village within Douglas County. The North Meadows extension will eventually form the northernmost boundary of this property. The property was annexed and zoned into the town of Castle Rock in 1987. Portions of the property remain undeveloped and are the subject of this rezoning. Important elements of this proposed development plan and PD zoning regulations include the highly visible factor and the fact that this is the northern gateway to the town of Castle Rock. Therefore, the applicant has provided specific design standards pertaining to architecture, landscaping, and site amenities that are included in the PD zoning regulations. A 13-acre open space dedication has been made to the town of Castle Rock along the northern boundary of the property, which will serve as a landscape buffer to the county residents to the north, as well as providing a wildlife corridor. The North Meadows extension and the access to that
on this issue, and I greatly appreciate that. Here on council, our job is to take care of all of our constituents, and I know that the comment was made that the prairie dogs are some of our constituents as well, and I understand that comment as the wildlife and the preservation of wildlife in our community is a big deal. But also a big deal for us here is to make sure that the residents of Castle Rock have an opportunity for jobs. They have an opportunity to purchase goods and services. They have an opportunity for the future families in Castle Rock as well. And that's something that's very important to all of us. I mean, I'm assuming each and every one of us out here lives in a house. And I'm assuming that when that house was built, there was some wildlife that was displaced. I'm certain that some of us own property, and when that property was developed, the wildlife was displaced. I mean, I think that's just the nature of development. It's the nature of people moving here to Castle Rock. I think it's important for people to understand that the final plan of Castle Rock is to grow to 100,000 people. We're about 53,000 right now, 55,000. We have plans to grow to 100,000. We do have land set aside for that development, for homes, for businesses, for restaurants, for grocery. And this is just, it's the way that it works when people move in. Now, we always want to be aware of... Mr. Cudlip, we had a question. I don't know if you were here when they were talking about the definition of corridor, when we were talking about corridor, and I'm assuming that was in regard to possible corridors for wildlife to be able to come in and out of the property. And no, that's not something that we normally talk about, but I just wonder if there's been any provision made for that.
As planned right now, there are no wildlife corridors that go through the property. We did talk about interconnectivity for pedestrians through the property.
Okay.
So hopefully that answers your question.